Hello everyone, my name is Julian, and tonight I would like to start off by introducing my special guest for tonight, Ivan and Romero. This evening I'd like to talk to you about my academic experience and journey along the way. First, we start at the beginning. I've lived in Salinas pretty much my whole life, so I've only ever gone to school here. For elementary school, I went to Cammon Elementary. Going to Cammon was a pretty normal experience for me as a kid. You know, I love recess and sports like almost every other boy my age. I was never really the type to have good grades, but I did just enough to where I could get by and my parents wouldn't get on me or lecture me. But however, there is this one memory I have where I actually did put effort into something and I actually did try in something that was besides recess or sports. I really liked reading the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books a lot growing up, so it turns out I read so many that I was close to receiving an award for reading a certain amount of words in 1 year. Hearing that actually gave me this nice feeling that I could actually achieve something when I actually worked towards it. Moving on to middle school for me was also a normal experience up until the end of my 8th grade year. What we thought was going to be a 2-week break turned into a year-long break from school. So going into my freshman year of high school, it was completely online, so no in-person contact whatsoever for that whole school year. So coming back from my sophomore year, it was a bit of a culture shock for me, and I definitely had to take some time to readjust. Turns out the isolation from the asynchronous learning actually affected me a little bit. But high school was a big turning point for me in my academic journey. I wasn't a little kid anymore. I was growing up and I started taking interest in things that I never did before. My high school experience wasn't bad by any means, but I still felt like I was a little lost when it came time to think about what comes after. I didn't always have the best grades, so I knew I wasn't going to go to any big colleges like some of my other classmates. But by the time graduation came, everyone was excited to go to college, but I couldn't help but feel stuck with this what now feeling after graduation. Unfortunately, that feeling stuck with me through summer and left me in this funk, in this hole that was a little hard to get out of. So I knew that I still wanted to go to college, so I ended up at Hartnell. I knew it was something that I had to do, but I was still struggling to find the purpose in it. By the time the second semester came, I knew I needed to pick myself up and get my act together. I wasn't a kid anymore, but I knew I needed to get back on track because no one else was going to do it for me. So I changed my major to political science. I got a job, I got my grades up. It felt really refreshing to finally be working towards something again. It didn't feel like I was just going through the motions anymore. I felt like I was brand new. And ever since then, I've just been working towards transferring out into a 4-year college. And if everything works out in the far, far future, I hope to become a lawyer. Thank you. And what they call me?